I mostly write about identity. It's I think the main issue that many immigrants deal with it is how to find and build your own new identity and still keep connected to your own homeland, but still get integrated in the new society. I think immigrants share the same issues. It doesn't matter from which country you're coming from, but you still be having your own background, contradicting sometimes with the new place that you're trying to adopt. Stockholm Syndrome is one of those books that I wrote about identity. In Europe, people know this syndrome, Stockholm Syndrome, as the bank workers fall in love into a group of people who were trying to rob the bank. But in this book, I'm giving more examples of it, like in Central Asia, especially ordinary people fall in love into the dictatorships. And while the dictators are trying to make lives difficult for normal people, they're giving love instead of getting their own rights. So it's a very complicated condition philosophically. Also, this book helped me to get over my own depression, my own dilemmas with my career, with having a child, or am I a mother, am I a good mother? My mother had to give up so much to bring us up, and while having nothing in return. These things are very common in every nationality, so that's why I was so surprised to see that many people from different backgrounds, they see themselves in this book. The book is about a girl, a 30 years old girl, a Tajik girl who lives in Amsterdam, in an exact address in Jacob Obrechtstraat, and she's renting a flat in a huge traditional Dutch house, and it's a very clear details about the flat, the place she's living with her husband, the decors, the statues that the owner of the house has collected, and actually the owner of the house is a homosexual and without a child, and this character is also trying to get all these new aspects of Amsterdam, the busy streets of Amsterdam, and how these people get adopted. And the Brazilian boyfriend of the owner of the house is all giving us the complicated situation of the immigrant, Tajik immigrant, who has found herself in a completely different place that we know that it I think the process of writing and expressing yourself connects us with the universe, and it gives us so much to share and so much to take. While writing, I've taken so much from these people, from the long way I have come. In Europe, I have many friends that do tell me that they feel so depressed because things don't work for them. And I must say, or you have to see how things didn't work for me, that I had to learn 5 languages and I had to move on. We've survived Soviet Union, we've survived the immigration. But the message is listen and share and be yourself and get out of your frame. I don't think that publishing is important. I think this writing is important. Even a sentence, it just gives us so much freedom, so much burden is taken out of us when we put a few sentences on paper. And well, of course, when you get readers, you'll be happy and you get connected. But immigrants have so much to share, as much as the locals have to share with immigrants. And I think Netherlands is doing a great job of combining these two backgrounds. That's how I feel. I feel that I finally found my home here, because we Tajiks say that heaven is where you don't get hurt, where no one hurts you, and where you can be yourself. And in the Netherlands, you can be anyone you want, and no one questions it, no one tries to change you. But I get also confused sometimes that so much freedom is too difficult to handle, and many young people are so taken over by, I don't know, drugs, by addictions, and they so feel trapped. But I think the way that so many migrants come to the Netherlands, so that as much as the Netherlands, the Dutch people needs to go to Central Asia and see how in such a primitive way they feel so happy. But the message is share.
Southeast actually has created so much memory for us thanks to Samanian Stichting, where it organizes events at no limit and invites so many Persian-speaking people around Europe, and locals, Iranians, Afghans, Tajiks, Russians, just name it. We love to be together, and Samanian has given so much opportunities for all of us to share our own small and big, or achievements. Well, for me, Southeast is not like Amsterdam. I used to live in central Amsterdam. The sense of being in the neighborhood is completely different in here, especially in Rijgerbos. You go in every small shops, and the shop owners, they know you. You can chit-chat, and as if like you're talking to your own brother. But in Amsterdam, you can't do that. I mean, you can't tell who's local, who's tourist, and that's very special about here. So I'm going to the Holendrecht Birdhouse for book launch, the Russian translation of Stockholm Syndrome and the motherland too of my novels. It's going to be launched, and I hope it will be interesting. I'm very excited about it. See you. Bye.